So, today Fortnite had their final event for Chapter 5, Season 4. Um, and you would think it would be a Marvel centered, or at least like Marvel will have a part to play in this. It didn't. It was a video played over the Restored Reels screen, which you would think they would at least have like a animated concert for this too. There wasn't one. It's going to be a lot of complaining in this video, so if you don't want to hear it, just, watch something else. I'm very sorry. I did try to enjoy it. I did. I could not. And the fact that tomorrow Chapter 2 starts, like, for the remix season, I was excited for that season. I still am pretty excited to play it for a little bit. The one thing I will say is I have such low expectations for this next season, and especially how it ends, because I'm sure it's not going to be anything, like I would personally like. If you like this, by the way, it's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it if you did. I personally didn't at all. When I think of events in this game, I think of a lot of story-based stuff, and this just didn't have anything. Say what you want about Chapter 4, but at the very least, they explained why we went back to Chapter 1 for Fortnite OG. It wasn't the best build-up. They could have done better. They could have had their own little live event, but they didn't. But that's okay. Of course, they at least had some build-up to it. This, I don't like how they're doing this one. I don't like the theming for next season being primarily rappers, with seemingly the spy season stuff is secondary to the rappers. I do like that they're bringing back Chapter 2. I enjoyed Chapter 2 a lot. It was a great time. Fortnite was pretty popular at the time too, because it was around COVID, around Season 2. But this just doesn't feel right, honestly. This feels more like a cheap cash grab. And I know that's the same thing for OG too, but at least that one had some like build up. It also had a lot of nostalgia behind it too, so they had lots of players playing it. And I'm sure people will play this too. It's just I don't know if it's gonna be good. That's my primary concern here. And again, I hate to sound negative, because I know this is gonna sound super negative when I say this, but I don't have faith that they can do this season justice. I really don't. They did it great when they first did Chapter 2, Season 2, but this just doesn't feel like it's going to be very good. If anything, it's just going to be a watered-down version of what was already a great season. Locations like the Shark, the Agency, and the Grotto are coming back, and I'm very excited about that. However, it's not going to be the same, which is fine. It's remixed, so you want to have more unique items, and it looks really good. I love the Grotto, so I'm going to be dropping that quite a bit, but I think they should have, had more to do with the spy aspect of the season rather than just being, collab-based. Say what you want about collab seasons, but we just had this Marvel season, and it was great, because it was, a lot of cool outfits, great stuff. This is the first Battle Pass in a long time that I've, fully completed, all the extra styles and stuff. I've gotten everything. So I'm excited for this new season just because it's going to be something new, but at the same time, I don't have my hopes very high that it's going to be as good as I want it to be. And I'm sure a lot of people have that same sentiment around it too, because I know a lot of the lore people out there, like myself, are more so into this, the different seasons for the sake of a storyline, and I don't know if we're going to get that this season, because they haven't really said anything about this. The story for this season pretty much ended with Doom being rifted away, which would have been fine. It's what they did with Galactus, and it's what they could have done here. But, I mean, they could have had some little twist to make so that, this was, the final season of this chapter, of course, because, I mean, Chapter 2 has been in the books for their OG since, the last one. It was in the leaked roadmap, so this was always going to, end in Chapter 2. But if they had done this in a way that really, I don't know, I just can't put into words how I feel about, the namesake for your season not being what, causes you to go into the next one. It just wasn't very well thought out, I don't think. I don't know. They could have done so much better with this. And I hate to say it, because I don't I don't want to say hating, because it seems like I'm, just always defending them. I have my gripes with this game, obviously, as you can see here, but for this, I don't think they even really tried. I mean, the animators, of course, did. Whoever makes these like assets for these events does incredible work, and I think they did great here. And it's not on them. This is on like a story. Whoever writes the story now, just did not even try with this. I really don't think they did, because this, having a concert into your season, into your story for this map is just crazy. I mean, this map has had a great story the entire chapter. It started with what was it, the society and the underground, and we had the desert come in. You know, Marvel actually did make sense because they built it up with the Wanderer, and it's just a shame because this had so much potential for a great end event. Like, they brought back the rift beacons, which would have made a great, like, you know, you could fit in the 0 point there too, and it would, of course, that could end the season some way. But they just didn't. Like, all of these story assets that they have that they could use. I mean, I think they even had something in the desert with the Cuddle Team leader head, which I thought was a teaser to, like, a darker version of the 7 coming back, which it could still very well be. But it just won't be for this map, which is crazy because what was the purpose of this map then? Like, why not just do this on the Chapter 4 map? Because, I mean, this entire chapter just seems so pointless now. I mean, at least Chapter 4 had its own, like, they were building up to its end anyway. If we didn't go back in time, I'm pretty sure the island would have collapsed on itself, and, you know, that would have been it for that. There's just a lot of things about this that I just don't like, and it's a shame because I was looking forward to this. I was, but it wasn't it really. Could have been a lot better. Could have been. I guess it could have been worse. I mean, I don't know how, but I know it probably could have been. Could have had no event at all, of course. That could have been worse. But yeah, I just miss the lore that this game used to have, and it just doesn't seem like it's here anymore. And when I say lore, I mean like this here. Chapter 2, Season 8 had a cutscene which gave us so much story. It showed us where Jones was. The Foundation came back. We got some more scenes with some of the 7. Like, the Scientist got some character build-up, and I love it so much. I love the Scientist. I wish he'd come back. But like this cinematic here was honestly prime Fortnite, I think, for me at least. It was so well animated. It told us a good story. It got us hyped for the next season, the next chapter of this game. And I think really, since Chapter 3 ended, the story at least has gone down significantly in terms of its quality. And I'm pretty sure Donald Mustard, the original story writer, did leave. So that's probably why. But I do hope they can get back to having a good story someday, because it's a shame that we just don't have one anymore, it seems like. I mean, they tried with this chapter. They did, like, with Jonesy came back. He's made mention of, like, his past with 0 point and stuff. And you'd think that'd be some kind of build-up for, like, what was to come in the end here, but it just wasn't. Jonesy and Hope did not even show up in this event. They showed up in the Doom event, which I guess was supposed to be, like, the true end of this season, but, like, there was no real build-up for what was to come next. The only build-up we have for this next season is from this concert, quote-unquote concert, because it was just a video they played over the Restore Real screen. But it's just crazy that this is, like, the point we've gotten to with this game. It seems like they're more, like, they're a company, so advertisements are probably a priority for them over telling a story for their game. But it's a shame. It seems like any, like, build-up they had here was just thrown out the window, and I just really wish it was different. Sorry to keep nagging on for so long, but I'm very, like, into this topic, so I'll be, like, rambling about this forever if I don't stop myself. But yeah, I do hope Chapter 6 is better in terms of, like, telling a story. I don't have my hopes that high. Next season, I'll still be uploading, of course, and my apologies for the delays in recording and stuff. Reload is supposed to be getting a new map soon, so be on the lookout for more videos on that because I'm very excited for that one. It's primarily desert themed. It brings back Paradise Palms and a few others, and I'm very excited to play it. Solos also drops for Reload soon. I think it's tomorrow actually when I'm recording this. So when Remix drops, Reload 2 or the Reload season, I think the ranked Reload season starts a new one, so that'll be interesting. I'm excited to play it. I really am. It's probably what I'm going to be playing the most of, just because it's, you know, more so my style. If they wanted to have a story for the Reload maps, I wouldn't be totally opposed to that. Don't know how they'd do that, being as they're going to be like rotating them, but it'd be cool. Anyway, that will conclude this rambling. I'm very sorry for how long this was. I just had to get this off my chest because I'm not overly pleased with how this season ended. And I'm sure some people will agree, some people won't, of course, which is fine. That's great that people have their own opinions. Feel free to give yours in the comments, or don't. I don't really, it's up to you. But yeah, look out for some Chapter 2 gameplay tomorrow. I really wish I had some from the original Chapter 2 on my channel, but I don't. I did like some things about this event, because, like, the visuals, like I said, whoever does, like the stuff for the visuals in these events does a great job. It's just, I don't think the story was at all in like the forefront of their heads. But yeah, that'll conclude this video. Thank you all for watching, and if you want some more Fortnite content, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.